So officially, I want to welcome you again to our SEO program, the one. Now, this is going to be the first very very practical module of this section because at this point, why you find yourself here is a privilege, and we want to make sure that you are passing through us and learning SEO in a very very unique way. So, when you're handling real time projects, you're very very confident enough. And we're going to be covering the search ecosystem at this point, right? And we're going to be using one of the powerful tools we use, which of course I believe by now you already know your way around it because that's the first video I believe you have watched, which is using the Google Search Console. And this is a live data. Everything here is live. This is a live project from ours, right? So we said the whole search ecosystem happens in three ways. We have the crawling, we have the indexing, and we have the when you get your results served, right? The crawling, which is the discovery phase, the indexing, the storage phase, the ranking is the delivery phase. Now let me break this process for you down. In your Google Search Console, right? In this place where you see pages here, this is where you get to see everything that happens. Now, if you see here, we have discovered currently not indexed, and we have crawled currently not indexed. Now, indexing is the last point on Google Search Console at this point, right? When your pages are indexed, it's already getting served, right? But once your pages are not crawled, you have not started. Based on what we covered over here, crawling is the first thing, right? Now, in Google, right, or using Google or using any webmaster tool, we have Google Webmaster Tool, we have Bing Webmaster Tool. You can either decide to do a manual crawling call request, right, by imputing your link over here and allowing Google to check if your website is known to Google, and you can do a manual click. So let me give you an example. So we're going to be using a real-time project here. Let me use this. Let me use this guys here. I copy this link. They're all serving in the same subdomain. So let me use its subdomain. Right. Let me use the project link. Right, and I do Control V here and I do enter. Now this is the process, right? Now automatically it says here your URL is not on Google. I said page is not indexed. Pages that can be indexed can be served on Google. See the detail below. Now automatically Google doesn't know this. There's no crawling. There's nothing happening there. Your sitemap is not being seen. Everything is blank. Now if I want to manually let Google know about this my project, what I will do is I will click test URL live. When I click test URL live, now what is happening is Google now is taking it step further from the normal route, right, to check the link to see if it's live, it's if it can be indexed, if there are rich data, if there are anything inside this URL. Now the normal bots process, while your website is live, everything happens almost like immediately. Things are going on, bots are going to check, oh, do we have new sites, do we have new pages, do you have new links and everything around it. But once you now decide to go through this route, you are trying to fast track everything that is happening. Now it says URL is available to Google. Now the next thing that I would want to do, which is what I always do in new project, is now I want to take it further. By we have ticked the first phase, I want to take it further to requesting for indexing, right? What I will now do is I will now click on request indexing. Now I'm trying to let Google know that okay, well, this is a priority link or this is a priority page, and I want it to be indexed almost as immediately. So now Google is going to take this as a priority call, right? So Google takes this as a priority call and starts working on it immediately. Now this is what we did. This is the same process we applied here to submit our display. Now I always want to do this for project that are already ongoing. Like for this one here, this is the main project and we have this one. So it meets up At the same time, I can always leave it like that and just allow Google do its normal work by finding the pages and crawling them. Now, the next thing that's or the second strategy that helps you get all this process faster is when you try to sync all your pages together. It's called internal linking. Right, when you're linking your home page to a particular blog post, from that blog post to another blog post, it tries to link, thereby linking everything together. That way, if a bot, right, have access to your website, they can from there understand how your website is flowing. It also is also called a site structure, and it's also under link building. And in the future programs, right, we're going to be covering link building, so I just don't want to get it all technical, but this is like the first step you take when trying to understand and when trying to navigate through the search ecosystem. All right. I see you in the next one. If there are any questions, don't forget to drop your comment or your questions, and I'm going to give a reply. I see you in classes. Cheers.